Found in the deepest and darkest part of the Umbral escalation, this menacing behemoth is sure to strike fear for many slayers. So today, we'll be turning that fear into bravery as we learn how to take on Thrax in this week's Behemoth Breakdown. So before we tackle this behemoth, here are a few things you may need to know. First, I highly recommend you focus on survivability if you have a low escalation level. And if you have a tendency to burn all of your stamina, I would suggest using a cell or tonic to help manage this issue, because this behemoth will make you dodge frequently. Also, like other escalation bosses, you can mount Thrax, which can prevent the behemoth from teleporting and allow slayers to limit its abilities. Just be careful not to get thrown or be nearby when this behemoth tries to shake a slayer off. Entering its Ethercharged state, the Umbral layer will cover over Thrax, and the behemoth will use it to coat itself with Umbral before explosively transforming. Once in this form, the behemoth can gain access to new abilities, making Thrax more troublesome, especially with the increased attack speed it gets from the enraged state, which you can tell it's about to enter when it stands tall with its tail before dropping down and releasing its enraged state, making this already fast behemoth even faster. Going back to the Ethercharged state, when Thrax is about to exit this state, the behemoth will charge up and release all the remaining energy it has left in one massive blast. This move also has portals that will spawn on the ground that will teleport slayers next to the behemoth, forcing those to dodge if they're unable to retreat from a safe distance. Sure, this move can be deadly, but it's one of the many moves you'll have to watch out for. So here's the remaining moves you'll encounter during this dangerous hunt. A very common move to see, Thrax will look over to its side before jumping into the air and cannonballing itself back to the ground. Overall, this move does take practice to dodge, and personally, I like to listen to the sound this move makes to gauge when I need to dodge. But if you rather do it visually, do it right before the behemoth comes back down. Lifting one of its legs, Thrax will sweep its leg to hit slayers that are on the side of the behemoth. This move is rather quick and used frequently, so limiting your attacks until this move is used is a good way to give yourself enough time to avoid. Raising its tail up, the behemoth will violently swing its tail, hitting those nearby it. Keep in mind, you can get hit if you're near the head or tail, so put some space away from Thrax if you're up too close. Diving into the portal, Thrax will open up another portal in the air and come crashing down. If you're up close, you will have to dodge as it dives into the portal to avoid taking damage. Once the portal opens up above, you will need to either quickly get away from the portal or dodge shortly after the portal opens. And unfortunately, if you do dodge the second attack, Thrax will roll across the ground, forcing you to dodge once more. Just make sure you have some stamina to avoid any damage. Opening its mouth completely, Thrax will lunge forward and devour slayers unable to avoid it. Unfortunately for Thrax, a slayer is more than the behemoth's stomach can handle and will spit the slayer back out. Even though it's not as deadly as Malkarion or Torgodor's grapple attacks, it does have a decent amount of damage, so be careful and dodge right when the behemoth lunges forward. Bringing half of its body up like a snake, Thrax will quickly slither across the ground, hitting slayers that cross its path. And if you correctly time your dodge, you can cause Thrax to tumble over, exposing itself to attacks for a short period of time. Taking a deep breath, the behemoth will spit out a ball of fluid at the slayer that can cause the corrupted debuff. And if there are multiple slayers, Thrax will spit multiple balls at once. It's fairly easy to avoid, but don't let Thrax's menacing laugh get to you if you make a mistake. Also, keep an eye out during its Ethercharged state, because Thrax likes to spit a portal, and if stepped on, the player will be corrupted and teleported next to the behemoth. Sticking a leg into the void, Thrax will open up a portal near a slayer and use its legs to smack one of the slayers. It's very easy to avoid if you quickly move away from the portal, but if you're standing still, you might need to dodge. Checking over its shoulder, the Behemoth will then decide to go into the void. After a couple seconds have passed, a portal will open up in the air and Thrax will come flying out to attack nearby slayers. This attack can be a little tricky depending where the portal might appear in the air, so your best bet is to quickly move away from the area and find it. And if you don't see the portal but hear one open up, be prepared to dodge right before the Behemoth impacts the ground. Bunching itself up and leaping into a portal, the Behemoth will rapidly spin its body as it travels from portal to portal, leaving a line of umbra-like flames on the ground. And if you manage to hit the Behemoth during this move, Thrax will lose control and topple over. Something you should also know is that you can dodge through or jump over the umbra-like flames if you need to get to the Behemoth or move to a more open area. Now that I have given you some knowledge about the Behemoth, hopefully this will be enough information to aid you in your next Thrax encounter. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you in Dauntless.